Leo, April proves that clarity, even uncomfortable clarity, can set you completely free. There's something you haven't said or something someone hasn't said to you, and you already know what it is. You've known for a while. The Seven of Swords is sitting right here as your trap. And this isn't about someone else being sneaky. This is about what you're tiptoeing around, the conversation you're rehearsing in your head, but never having out loud. And April is done letting you avoid it. Welcome to Hidden Gate Tarot. So let's be honest about what the Seven of Swords really is. Most people hear the card and think deception. Someone's lying, someone's stealing, someone's sneaking around behind your back. And sure, sometimes it's that. But for you, Leo, in April, this is the card of strategic avoidance. You're not lying, you're just not telling the whole truth. You're managing how much people know. You're curating the version of reality that keeps things comfortable. Maybe it's a relationship where you're performing contentment instead of admitting something isn't working. Maybe it's a job or a project where you know you've outgrown it. But saying that out loud means dealing with the fallout. Maybe it's something you need to admit to yourself. Something you keep pushing under the surface because the moment it becomes real, things have to change. Here's the thing about the Seven of Swords. The person carrying those stolen swords, they're always looking over their shoulder. There's no peace in avoidance. There's only the constant low-grade anxiety of managing a story that isn't quite true. And the timing matters here. On April 1st, the full moon in Libra lands in your third house. That's the house of communication, Leo. Conversations. The words you choose. The words you don't. Full moons illuminate. They expose. Whatever you've been carrying and not saying, the full moon puts a spotlight on the gap between what's real and what you've been presenting. This isn't punishment, it's pressure. The universe is saying, this thing you're tiptoeing around, it's costing you more energy to avoid than it would cost to face it. The trap isn't the truth. The trap is thinking you can keep outrunning it. Now, here is where April shifts. That is the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is one of the most decisive cards in the entire deck. It's the single blade, cutting clean through fog. No ambiguity. No, well, maybe, just clarity. One clean thought that reorganizes everything. And this is your interface, meaning this is how the shift happens. Not gradually, not gently. It's a moment, a single moment where the truth lands and you can't unknow it. This could show up as a conversation where someone finally says a thing out loud. Either you say it or someone else says it to you. It could be an email or message, a look across the room that confirms what you've both been avoiding. It could even be an internal moment. You're driving, you're in the shower, you're lying in bed at 2 a.m. and suddenly the thought crystallizes. I've been lying to myself about this. And the Ace of Swords doesn't negotiate. It arrives. And the astrology supports exactly this. On April 14th, Mercury enters Aries. That's Mercury, the planet of communication, entering the most direct and fearless sign in the zodiac. Mercury in Aries doesn't rehearse. It doesn't soften. It speaks, and it lands in your 9th house, the house of truth, belief systems, and the bigger picture. This isn't small talk clarity. This is psychological clarity. This is you seeing the real shape of your situation for the first time. Then on April 17th, the new moon in Aries, the fresh start. And here's what makes this one potent. Mercury is conjunct Neptune on the same day. Neptune has been fogging things up. That's the confusion, the wishful thinking. Maybe it'll work out on its own energy. Mercury conjunct Neptune can go two ways. Deeper delusion, or the moment the illusion dissolves because you finally see through it. With the Ace of Swords in your interface, you see through it. The fog doesn't slowly lift. It gets cut. One clean stroke. And I want to be clear. This moment might not feel good at first. Clarity rarely does. in the first 10 seconds. The Ace of Swords isn't the card of comfortable recognition. It's the card of undeniable realizations, the kind where your stomach drops and then your shoulders relax because you finally stop carrying the weight of not knowing. And what's the key? It's the Sun. Leo, this is your card. Of all 78 cards in the deck, the Sun is yours. It's ruled by the Sun. It radiates the same energy you're built from. That's warmth and visibility and confidence and joy. And the fact that it shows up as your key in the month about truth-telling, that's not coincidence. That's the whole reading. Because here's what the Sun tells you. Honesty is your power source. When you're hiding something from yourself or from others, you dim. You know this. You felt it. That low energy going through the motions version of yourself that shows up when you're managing a situation instead of being real about it, that's not you. That's the Seven of Swords version of you. And it's exhausting. And the Sun says the moment you stop performing and start being honest, your power comes back. Not a fraction of it, all of it. Once the Ace of Swords does its work, once the truth is out in the open, once you've said the thing or heard the thing or admitted the thing, the Sun is what's waiting on the other side. Confidence, clarity, and the feeling of being yourself again, fully, without the weight of whatever you were carrying. And this lines up with the second half of April beautifully. So after the new moon in Aries on the 17th, Mars is conjunct Saturn on the 19th. That's action meeting structure. You're not just seeing the truth, you're building from it. You're making decisions that have backbone. Then the Sun moves into Taurus on the 19th and the 20th, grounding all that Aries fire into something stable and real. So the progression is clean. So early April, the full moon in Libra exposes what's being unsaid. You feel the discomfort of the gap between performance and reality. In mid-April, Mercury enters Aries and the Ace of Swords drops. The truth arrives. Clean, sharp, undeniable. In late April, the Sun takes over. You stop hiding. You stop managing. You show up as yourself, fully visible, fully honest, and your energy comes roaring back. And the key of Leo in April is almost embarrassingly simple. Tell the truth. Tell it to the person who needs to hear it. Tell it to yourself if you've been avoiding it. Say the uncomfortable thing. Name the real situation. Stop tiptoeing because the Sun doesn't shine through fog. It burns it off. So here's April, Leo. The Seven of Swords trapped you in avoidance, managing a story instead of living the truth. And the Ace of Swords cut through it with one clean moment of clarity. And the Sun, your card, restored everything the avoidance was costing you. Your confidence, your energy, and your presence. April doesn't ask you to be perfect. It asks you to be honest. And for Leo, that's the same thing as being powerful. And if this reading made the structure click, if you felt something land, please subscribe. That's what we love to do here.